Hello and welcome back to Transfer Talk, your weekly look at the biggest gossip and rumours in the Premier League and beyond. This January window is open for just over 50 hours more, so we have the latest done deals and potential moves to analyse. As ever, if you've got any inside info or think we've missed something, tweet me at Doogie Critchley or the Football Daily account with the hashtag TransferTalk. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel with notifications on so you never miss a video. Let's get started. We start this week's roundup with Spurs' capture of PSV's Steven Bergwijn, which looks like it will be completed before this video goes live. Sky Sports News claim that the 22-year-old Dutch international is in the capital and is set to undergo a medical before sealing a move to the North London club. There had been reports in the Netherlands that Bergwijn had refused to play in the Eindhoven club's 1-1 draw with FC Twente on Sunday. But the seven-cap forward was quick to rubbish these claims, posting on Instagram, "I never refused to play for PSV and would never do that. I have been here since I was young, PSV is in my heart." But what sort of player are Spurs getting though? Well, the Amsterdam forward, who can play on either wing or centrally, has emerged as one of the Eredivisie's top talents since his senior debut at the end of the 14-15 season, going on to make 146 appearances for the club. 112 of those games have come in the Eredivisie, and in that time Bergwijn has contributed 29 goals and 30 assists, or 0.5 goal contributions a game. So far in 19-20 he has 15 goal contributions in 16 league games, with only Ziyech and Tadic topping his 10 assists. With 2.4 shots and 3 key passes per 90, with only 2 players creating more chances in the division, Bergwijn looks ready to make an instant impact. The only concern is his European record of 1 goal contribution in 16 Champions League and Europa League appearances, although that's perhaps no surprise when his side have largely struggled on the continent, winning just 2 of their last 18 games. With Fabrizio Romano reporting that Spurs are also pursuing an 18-month loan deal for Piontek, Lily-White's fans will no doubt be delighted that Levy and Mourinho have taken action to arrest their current injury crisis. Another potential done deal concerns Spurs' London rivals West Ham. Currently having a torrid time under David Moyes with just 1 win in 4 Premier League games and having been knocked out of the FA Cup by West Brom last weekend, Hammers fans are in need of some good news. And it appears that they could have a new central midfielder on their books before too long, with Slavia Prague midfielder Tomas Souček expected to join before the window closes. Moyes is supposedly after a right-back, centre-mid and forward before the deadline, knowing it is only their slightly superior goal difference that keeps them above 19th position at the time of writing. So what can we tell you about Souček? 6'4", the defensive midfielder came through the academy at Slavia Prague and has gone on to earn 20 caps for the Czech Republic. The midfielder only signed a new 5-year contract last summer, which has meant the fee will be between £16 and £20 million, which will put him in the top 8 most expensive West Ham signings of all time. With 181 senior appearances under his belt, Souček isn't short on experience, and showed his quality in the Champions League this season. Drawn in the group of death with Barcelona, Dortmund and Inter Milan, Souček put up 5 tackles and interceptions per 90, 2.3 shots and 1 key pass, and even grabbed himself 2 goals against Inter and Dortmund. With only Villa and Norwich having conceded more than West Ham's 38 Premier League goals to date this term, strengthening their defensive protection seems like a good idea. Hammers fans though, we want to hear from you. What do you think of this signing, and do you think Moyes is the man to take your club forward? Let me know in the comments below. But Souček isn't the only central midfielder expected to move this month, with Bild reporting that Man United, Spurs and Arsenal are all interested in signing Juventus' Emre Can. Despite an impressive CV that boasts spells at Bayern Munich, Liverpool and now Juventus, with the versatility to play a number of roles, the 25-cap German has been limited to just 281 minutes by Maurizio Sarri in Turin this term. Not included in their Champions League squad despite claiming he had assurances that he would, it's clear that the former Liverpool midfielder wants a divorce from the old lady. Unsurprisingly, given that he played 37 games in all competitions in 18-19, the Bianconeri still want £25 million for the midfielder. Can has previously said his loyalties to Liverpool would rule out a move to United, but Bild claimed that OGS is still very interested. Having played just 7 minutes of action in 2020 to date, a move away seems like the sensible option for all parties. But with 3 massive Premier League clubs and Borussia Dortmund reportedly interested, it's anyone's guess where he'll end up. Where do you guys think he'll be playing come February though? United, Spurs, Arsenal or Dortmund? Vote in the poll above. Now we bring you one of the biggest surprises of the window. Genk midfielder Sander Berge has been linked with a move to Liverpool ever since Jurgen Klopp reportedly told him that he was a very interesting player. This came after the Reds' 2-1 victory over Berge's side at Anfield in November. And there have also been repeated articles linking him with a transfer to Man United. But now in a shock move, Sky Sports News claim that Sheffield United are now the favourites to sign him. Sky claimed that the 21-year-old and his agent Morten Vivsted met with senior officials from Genk on Monday night to try and convince them to allow him to move to the Premier League, and they remain hopeful that a deal could be completed. But who is Sander Berge and what can he offer the Premier League? Well, firstly, the 6'5", 20-cap Norwegian midfielder joined Genk from Norwegian top-tier side Vålerenga in January 2017. Since swapping Scandinavia for Central Europe, Berge has made 100 appearances for the four-time Belgian champions, scoring 6 goals. The defensive midfielder really shot to prominence after a very assured Champions League campaign this term, where he shone in a side that conceded 20 goals in 6 games, the worst record in the competition, level with Red Star Belgrade. But Berge proved he might have what it takes to one day excel at that level, marrying 2.7 tackles and interceptions with 1.3 dribbles and an 84% pass accuracy. A regular for Norway at just 21, he seems ready to take the next step. However, with Wilder having recently signed Jack Rodwell and Jack Robinson, they appear to be sticking to their predominantly British policy, which sees just 3 of their 26 players on their books herald from outside Britain and Ireland. This would therefore represent a shift in strategy in Sheffield. Blaze fans, how excited are you for this potential signing? Let me know down below. In a truly bizarre turn of events, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer announced yesterday that Alexis Sanchez will return from his loan spell at Inter Milan at the end of the season and rejoin Man United's squad. This is unexpected for a number of reasons. Firstly, Alexis Sanchez was a disaster at Old Trafford, scoring just 5 goals in 45 appearances in all competitions. Secondly, the 132-cap Chilean has been limited to just 146 minutes in the league and Champions League, due to repeated injury issues. And thirdly, United are currently paying him £175,000 per week to not play for their club. Combine all these factors and why on earth would United want to have the now 31-year-old in their squad going into 2020-2021? And yet in his pre-match press conference, Solskjaer claimed that Alexis will come back in the summer and prove you all wrong. This is so indicative of the clouded thinking at Old Trafford. If OGS rated him so highly, why on earth did he pay him to play for another club, especially considering United's forwards issues this season? Solskjaer also took the time to point out that it had been a difficult window for the club. You can say that again. Without their best player for the vast majority of the season in Pogba, United have failed to replace their injured top scorer. United fans, we want to know what you're thinking right now. How do you feel about Alexis Sanchez coming back? At least we have some good news coming up for you now. Yes, that's right, because it's time for our headline story, and it's a deal that looked dead in the water just a few days ago. Man United fans, we can now bring you the news you have been crying out for. Bruno Fernandes has signed for Man United. This deal should be completed before this video goes live, and if it isn't, it surely will be imminently. The 25-year-old Sporting CP player is set to join in a £47 million deal that the BBC claim could rise to £67.7 million. It's the move that Red Devils fans have been praying for. Shorn of the creativity and cutting edge of Paul Pogba, Solskjaer's side have been found severely lacking in midfield, with just 4 league goals scored by 10 midfielders this term. The 19-cap Portuguese international should help in that regard. Since the start of the 17-18 season, Fernandes has topped the league in NOS ranking for most goal involvements, 67, most goals outside the penalty area, 9, most chances created, 239, most shots, 271, and most shots on target, 114. And that doesn't even mention the 32 goals he scored in all competitions last season, or the 14 in 28 he has racked up for club and country this term. In fact, his involvement in 33 league goals in the 18-19 campaign was higher than any midfielder across the top divisions in England, Italy, Spain, Germany, France, Portugal and the Netherlands. 6 points off 4th place Chelsea, and with the Europa League round of 32 tie against Club Bruges coming up in February, there is still a possibility that Man United could rescue their otherwise mediocre season. Red Devils fans, we want to know from you though, do you think he'll be a big success at Old Trafford, and are you pleased with the fee? You know what to do guys, get it down below. So guys, that's all we've got time for on this week's Transfer Talk, the final one before the window slams shut. Let me know whether you think any of these moves will happen and what moves you want to see happen before the window closes. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Bye!